How we doing, everybody? Welcome back to the Master and Drum Whiskey Room. My name is Jason C, and if you're a subscriber, thanks so much for coming back and for your support. If you're new to the channel looking for the latest in whiskey and bourbon news and reviews, you have found the right place, so hit that subscribe button below and hit that bell notification so you know when I'm releasing a new video. So today we have a really cool review. It's a bottle that I've been coveting for the last couple years and finally was able to get my hands on it. A new batch of Michter's Barrel Strength Kentucky Straight Rye Whiskey has arrived in stores this month, and it's today's exciting review. So since the 1990s, the Michter's team has been doing amazing work to reestablish the high-quality American rye whiskey category. The May 2015 inaugural release of Michter's US1 Barrel Strength Rye marked yet another milestone in that quest. So for maturation, the rye distillate is entered into the barrel at only 103 proof rather than a more industry standard higher proof. Now, barrel entry at a lower proof of 103 rather than the higher proof costs Michter's more money in terms of barrels and warehousing, but they believe it yields a richer, smoother, more full-bodied whiskey after proper maturation. A single barrel product, each barrel of Michter's US1 Barrel Strength Rye is bottled at its particular alcohol level at the time of bottling. The majority of the barrel in these releases range from about 107 to 113 proof. So according to Joseph J. Magliocco, the Michter's president, the idea to offer a barrel strength rye was hatched while sampling barrels of Michter's US1 single barrel rye before bringing them down to bottling proof. Now, the legendary master distiller Pamela Howman said, since I joined Michter's, I've developed a great appreciation of how good American rye can be. I think this US1 barrel strength rye is really exceptional. Alright guys, so here's a close-up of the Michter's Barrel Strength Rye. As I mentioned, the majority of barrels in the releases range from 107 to about 113 proof. Mine happens to be 113.2 proof or 56.6% ABV. The mash bill from Michter's is undisclosed, and this is a limited release and available as of April 2019 with a price tag around $75. As you can see, I've sipped a few pours of this already. I'm really loving it. Can't wait to get into this with you guys. So let's get a pour. Nice pop. Really beautiful color on this whiskey. Nice and dark. Got that barrel-proof color to it. So let's get started. All right, guys. So as I mentioned, I have had a few pours of this, and I've been really excited to share this one with you guys. This has really opened up over the last few pours that I've had. And a lot of new flavors are coming to the forefront with this whiskey. So I'm really excited to review it with you guys. So let's get into the color first. And as you can see, this whiskey has such a beautiful color to it. It's dark, it's rich, it's a chestnut type color to it. A little bit of a hint of amber in there. Just a beautiful color. You know this is coming right out of the barrel. It's got that really nice dark rich flavor. No water added to it. It's got amazing legs to the glass, really sticking like glue. Just a beautiful whiskey in the glass. All right, so let's go to the nose and see what we get here. Here we go. So right off the bat, you do get a good amount of rye spice on here. There's a really nice big punch of cinnamon right there on the nose. But I will tell you this, from my experience so far with this bottle, this is a bourbon lover's rye right off the bat. It's got some rye spice to it, but there are just some beautiful sweet flavors that come out of this glass. Right, that just kind of attack your senses here. It's really nice on the nose. It's rye spice. It's cinnamon. It's a lot of sweet oak. You really get that deep, dark, rich oak character in there. You get some honey in there, some rich roasted vanilla character. My favorite note on here is this almost orange zesty butterscotch note. It's almost like a Werther's Original, spiked with a little bit of orange liqueur. It's just a beautiful note on the nose. Definitely get, like I said, a little bit of that orange zest, but I'm also getting almost like a rich Luxardo cherry note on there too. Just really comes in. It almost smells creamy. I know that that's weird to say when you're nosing a glass of whiskey, but it does. It smells like it's just gonna just coat the mouth so well. Just an outstanding nose on this whiskey. When you dig a little bit deeper, more of that rye spice comes to the forefront, but you could also get more of that oak and that beautiful barrel char in there too. Just a very beautiful balanced nose here. Rye spice a little bit on the nose, a lot of sweetness, a lot of rich, deep, dark, rich flavors, and some of that fruity characteristic too. The orange and the cherry, and definitely some nice sweet oak character. All right, let's go for the first sip. Here we go. Cheers. The first sip is just so rich. It's so so much toasted vanilla, caramel up front. Already you're getting that really nice peppery rye, that spike right on the end of it with a really beautiful finish. It's warming. You're getting some of that barrel proof strength there, but it's not overdone at all. There's a really nice balance to it. Let me go for another sip here. Cheers. And as I mentioned, the nose was almost smells like it's going to be creamy, and it's totally creamy on the mouthfeel. It sticks around. It works its way back, and it just kind of sticks right here, and it makes you just want to keep drinking and drinking more. When I first opened the bottle, I think that was the craziest thing I found. I kept wanting to sip more of it. The flavor profiles in here were just so deep and rich and dark. That butterscotch note also hangs around in here to go along with that rye spice and those deep, rich caramels and vanillas. Just a beautiful whiskey on the palate. The first couple sips. Let's go for one more. Here we go. Cheers. All right, third sip. Third sip, actually, some of those brighter sweet notes kind of level out a little bit. And now you're getting some more of the rye spice. The rye spice is hanging around that peppery finish. And now you're getting more cinnamon and cherry on the palate rather than all those enveloping sweeter notes. So you could kind of go through the balance as you go from sip to sip and pull out all these different flavors. Let's go on for another one. Here we go. Cheers. And the mouthfeel and the richness of this, it balances out the sweetness and the proof so well. It just gives you such a nice balance to it. Now, this is 113 proof, 113.2 to be exact, and it does not drink that way, and that's what makes it so dangerously delicious. It just has such great character to it, the mouthfeel, the way it sticks to the palate, the way it kind of hangs out right here, and just makes you want to keep drinking more. It's such a beautiful balance of a rye whiskey, but like I mentioned, this is really a bourbon lover's rye. It's more sweet than peppery. It's got all those deep, delicious caramel and rich vanilla notes that you would get in a nice barrel-proof bourbon, and those oak flavors to kind of go along, only you're getting this in a rye whiskey. So you're getting some of those other flavors to kind of go along with it. It's beautiful. Let's go for one last sip here. Here we go. Cheers. All right, so last sip, as I mentioned, you're getting more of that rye spice now on the subsequent sips here. You're getting more of the pepperiness, the peppery kick to it, the finish. It's long, it's warming, but it's not overpowering. The sweetness and the orange zest and the cherries that kind of come out right on the very end to go along with those rich, dark vanillas and caramels. That honey character to it. It's such a beautifully balanced rye whiskey at that barrel proof. The lower entry proof, I do think, makes a difference. And I absolutely love this bottle. It's so good. As you can see, I love Michter's whiskeys. This toasted rye was probably one of my more favorite ones that I've had in a long time. Their regular rye is really good too, but this just in comparison is it's just absolutely exceptional. All right, guys, so in doing my research, I found that Pam Hallman, master distiller at Michter's, really found this to be her favorite whiskey release, and I could see why. It's an absolutely delicious bottle of barrel-proof rye whiskey. So much flavor, so much depth. I'm a big fan of the Michter's straight rye whiskey, just a regular bottle, but coming in at 84.8 proof, it's good, it's sweet, it's delicious, but when you compare it to the flavor in this, it's not even in the same ballpark. This is absolutely incredible. Now, At $75 a bottle, I realize that might be a little bit pricey. It's one of the pricier new releases we're going to see this year. When you factor in all the flavor in here and the barrel proof and the quality of whiskey that's in here, it's really worth every penny. So if you go to a store and you see this for $100 or less, and you're a big fan of rye whiskey or just Michters in general, it's a no-brainer. Pick it up as soon as you can. If you go to a bar and you see it on the shelf, definitely get a pour of it, try it. I think you will not be disappointed. All right, guys, well, something I want to add to the channel, especially when it comes to limited releases or harder bottles to find, is an alternative if you can't find this one in particular. So what I'm going to do is give you a recommendation that if you like what I'm talking about here as far as a flavor profile, another bottle that you can go to that will give you a similar experience for hopefully cheaper and hopefully something easier to find. For this bottle, I would say it's got to be Pikesville Rye from Heaven Hill. This comes in at 110 proof. This is only 3 points proof lower than this. This one is $50 and should be easier to find than this Michter's special release. So if you can't find this, then I think Pikesville would be a great alternative for you. All right, guys, so thanks for watching this review of the brand new 2019 Michter's Barrel Proof Rye release. If you haven't yet, please hit the subscribe button below. Please hit that like button. Let me know down in the comments what you think of this bottle if you've had it before. Find me on Instagram, also find me on Twitter. Love hearing from you guys. And as I always say, it is not about the whiskey, it is the people you share it with. So cheers, and I'm definitely gonna sip some more of this. Take care, everybody.